Justify the way you live a lie, live a lie, live a lie. And you take your time and you do your crime. When you made your bed, I'm in mine. Because when I arrive, I bring the fire, make you come alive.
Flight Water One here. What we're doing today is a little project. So I'm going to be adding retracts to the Nitro plane's 421C. That all look real neat in the air with the retracts up. I'm also going to go ahead and install the servos for the flaps. So I'll be slowly going through these steps. The retracts that I'll be installing are going to be Robar 550 RSs. So let's get done here. I've already stripped the covers off because I needed access to get to where the wheel wells go. Be showing you guys exactly what I do to mine to reinforce it. Always use the extra epoxy. Don't just throw it away. Give you guys some tips on some of the stuff I do that might be beneficial to you. Some people complain that wheel blocks fall out on landing and stuff, but I got a trick to show you exactly what I do when I set up most of my planes of what I do with the epoxy. There's always places where extra epoxy can go. So let's look inside this wheel well here. So as you guys can see here, inside here is epoxy that I've used, extra epoxy all along here. See how much epoxy I used there to reinforce this. So you guys can see I even put it here in the front because that motor is being held onto this piece here. So by the motor being held here, you know there's a lot of pressure when you do land on this particular airframe here. Epoxy in the corners here. Always put epoxy everywhere. Every time you use epoxy and you've done with the area, just throw it in the gaps here. You'll see I put epoxy all in there to strengthen this whole little area. But I've already dremeled out. I've cut a special section here for my airline, so I'm gonna be using air up, air down retracts. As you can see here from the retract, the little air pressure gauge there, in. One's there for out. As you can see, I've already measured it. So this is going to fit right in that gap. And the retract struts I'll be using are 63 L's. You guys can see here. And these are the retracts itself. 550 RS. 90 degree. So let's move on to installing these bad boys. Got everything all set up nice and neat. Now remember what I said about the area here. This is going to be for my airline to go inside, as the little line right there has to have somewhere to go without having pressure on it. So let's slip it right in there. It fits in there nice and flush. Okay, so we've got the airlines in here. As you can see, it's probably hard to see, but one of these purples are darker than each other. This is a light purple, this is a darker purple. But let's go ahead and slide this in here. I've already drilled my pilot holes. Lines are on. Lines are coming out here. 2 lines, one in, one out. Everything fits nice and flush. So let's go ahead and screw them in. We'll do the same step for the other side. Then we'll test them here shortly. So I've got the tank installed, along with all 3 retracts installed. Let's give it a test here. So everything's working great. Well, as you can see, I found a spot here with the ply, and I put the tank release right there. It's hidden behind the servos there, but I used the 2 screws here in case I need to get to this piece. I can remove this whole little piece and adjust the valve as needed. So we've got the valve in there, the tank's in there also.
Let it rock, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. I see your dirty face, hide behind your collar. What is done in vain? Truth is hard to swallow, so you pray to God to justify the way you live a lie, live a lie, live a lie. And you take your time, and you do your crime. When you made your bed, I'm in mine. Because when I arrive, I bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher. What this is, forgot. I must now rewind you. Let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Now the son's disgraced. He who knew his father when he cursed his name, turned and chased the dollar, but it broke his heart. So he stuck his middle finger to the world, to the world, to the world. And you take your time, and you stand in line. Will you get what's yours? I got mine. Because when I arrive, I bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher. What this is, forgot. I must now rewind you. Let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Yeah, waves whirl, planet rock, panties drop, and the tops, and she gon' rock till the camera stop. I sing about angels like Angela, and Pamela, and Samantha, and Amanda, and Tamara. I mean, I'm in here, I'm like, bitch, what's up? Mechanically, I can fix you up, I can dig you up, I can dig you down. Shorty, we can go wherever, just pick the town. And my jewelry is louder than the engine sound. Big ass